Outside of rebounding titles, Pistons fans haven't had much to celebrate over the past decade. They've only made the playoffs twice in that span, being swept both times. Killian Hayes doesn't look to have panned out, and they've yet to make the play-in since its inception. However, the Pistons appear to be doing a 180, having drafted Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, and trading for Jalen Duren. With franchise cornerstones on the roster, and with the scary potential of a Cade-Ivey backcourt, the Pistons are not only well suited for the future, but could even be a dominant force for years to come. Before we begin, be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like makes a tremendous difference for the channel, and be sure to sub for more content like this. Prior to 2021, the sky appeared to be falling for the Pistons. They were extremely mediocre as a team, and they lacked a young franchise cornerstone. However, their fortunes would change after getting a generational prospect at number 1. Yes, I said generational because Cade Cunningham is that guy. For whatever reason, it gets swept under the rug how good he actually is and the high potential that he actually boasts. Potential, I believe, is the highest in his draft class. Cade is a 6'6" Swiss Army knife with excellent court vision, feel for the game, and poise that you'd expect to see from a 12-year veteran. What I love most about Cade is that he plays the game at his own pace and isn't rattled by what the defense throws at him. I'm not saying that he's Luka Doncic or anything, but both are similar in that sense. Neither of them are amazing athletes, but read the game extremely well, are capable of changing speed, and are crafty enough to get by defenders, get into the paint, and finish. Cade's ability to read defenses, his handle, his strength, and his large frame are huge reasons why this is possible, but he's also shown the ability to adequately finish with his left hand to make him less predictable. Matter of fact, Cade has demonstrated an ability to finish highly contested layups by his ability to maneuver in the air. Cade is also really effective with the ball in his hands in transition, as he has a knack of getting to the rim and even dishing it off to his teammates. And as a playmaker, his 6 assists a game don't do him justice, as he'd average way more than that if his team weren't 29th in three-point shooting and if he had a plethora of lob targets. Being 6'6" makes seeing the floor much easier, but Cade just has natural awareness and a willingness to get others involved. He can drive and kick or just dump it off, he can hit you with a cross-court pass, can find cutting teammates, and has even done some no-lookers here and there. Speaking back to his literal strength and size, Cade is also capable of turning his back to smaller defenders or even players his own size, and uses his footwork to open up opportunities like post fadeaways or dimes. Finally, while far from an amazing shooter efficiency-wise, Cade's offensive package was very well-rounded for just a rookie. He has step backs, pull-up jumpers, and the confidence to pull up for 3 even when defenders dare him to shoot. If we look at Cade's rookie year as a whole, it's safe to say that it went off to a poor start. He was sidelined due to an ankle injury that made him miss all of training camp and the preseason, and he didn't make his debut until 5 games into the season. Not only that, Cade went 0 for 20 from 3 before hitting his first one and shot just 18% through his first 3 games. Yikes. But Cade would progressively turn the page and prove to be every bit of the number 1 pick, averaging 21, 7, and 6 after All-Star break. Additionally, he eventually led all rookies in scoring, was 2nd in assists, 2nd in steals, and showed evidence that he's a clutch performer. Again, he did this on a Pistons team that was a non-factor from 3 and where he garnered much of the attention from defenses. However, help is on the way in the form of Jaden Ivey, Cade's backcourt mate of the future. Ivey's a 6'4" explosive point guard with a 6'10" wingspan, a strong frame, and is one of the best athletes of his draft class. Due to his burst and speed, he can easily blow by defenders and is a terror in the open floor, being an adequate finisher among contact and taller defenders. And these finishes aren't just limited to acrobatic layups, as Ivey has no problem detonating on defenders with a ferocious slam. Moreover, he's way more than just athleticism, as his handle and footwork give him adequate venues to get to the rim and get crafty finishes. Additionally, he's improved his three-point shooting during his college tenure, has shown an ability to play off the ball on cuts and off-ball threes, and he's a good on-ball defender that can even chase you down for a block. If you've ever heard of player comparisons for Ivey, some people point to explosive guards like Donovan Mitchell or a prime Victor Oladipo, but another guard in this comparison is undoubtedly Ja Morant, a player who Ivey's mom literally coached with the Grizzlies. When comparing the two out of college, the comparison does make a lot of sense when looking at their offensive package. But in terms of playmaking, Ivey has a lot of room to grow. However, he's not in a race against Ja, as he's just in a race against himself, hopefully being the spark that Detroit needs for a revival. Out of the 2022 NBA draft, the Pistons now have their solidified backcourt that has the potential to be among the best in the league. But they also now have Jalen Duren, a hyper-athletic big that runs the floor extremely well, uses his large 7'5" wingspan to cover ground on both ends, and can be one of those aforementioned lob threats for Cade and Ivey. In terms of tenured Pistons, Saddiq Bey has literally been training in the high altitude of mountains to get into better shape. Yeah. Bey was one of the bright points in what was a chaotic season in Detroit, averaging 16, 5, and 3, and demonstrated an improved offensive versatility. His three-point shooting did regress from his rookie season, but I do expect him to be the near 38% that he shot in that season. Lastly, Marvin Bagley has shown progression in new scenery, averaging 15 and 7 through 18 games with the Pistons. He served as a solid lob target in Detroit last year, and with him coming back on a 3-year deal, I think that the Pistons can get the best that he has to offer. Overall, the Pistons are exciting again and will be for years to come. Will they be contenders anytime in the near future? Probably not, but they'll for sure be more competitive and have the luxury of developing at their own pace since they're not in the spotlight of New York. So, while taking steps forward, they still have the potential to get nice lottery picks in the process. And if that happens, then the Pistons will be finally back. Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to comment down below what your expectations are for Cade, Ivey, and the Pistons moving forward. What leap do you think Cade Cunningham will take next season? Also, what do you expect from Jaden Ivey next season as a rookie? And finally, what ceiling does this backcourt have at its peak? Let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like on the video to support the channel, as each like makes a tremendous difference for the channel, and sub for more content like this. Hope to see you all in the next one, and stay tuned.